What is a product, service that you can't still believe exists in 2019? My dentist's building has an employee just for pressing the buttons in the elevator. MySpace technically still exists, but they lost all of their users' data a while back. Telemarketers, how? You have called this number 12 times in 3 weeks and it is my work phone. If I didn't believe the IRS was filing a claim against me the first time, why the hell would it work the next 10 times? The doctor still has to use older digital technology to check my prostate. Edit 1, my physician is a female. Edit 2, for those of you who are confused. Greater than a prostate examination, also called a digital rectal exam, DRE, is when a physician inserts his or her finger into your rectum to directly feel the prostate gland. The Space Jam website is still up and running the way it was in 1996. The U.S. Postal Service will still keep forwarding a letter 3 times in the hope of reaching the correct person. All for the cost of 1 stamp. Vacuum shops. I had an issue with my sewing machine a few months ago, and the nearest authorized repairer was a vacuum shop that looked straight out of the 1980s. It was such a surreal experience being in there. McAfee antivirus. The NES support phone line. Nintendo still answers anyone who calls. The number is written on the back of the NES. www.nissan.com is still owned by some mom and pop computer repair guy from the 90s. I remember stumbling across this by accident when I was looking for my first car in 2000. He's been fighting Nissan Auto for decades and won't give up his domain. I work for a grocery store that for many years has had a phone line where people could call and it would tell them the current time and temperature. They still have this system, and if it isn't working, we get phone calls from people angry that it isn't working. Door-to-door salesmen, no one takes them seriously and almost no one ever actually buys their shit. I played Neopets religiously like a decade ago and the website is still up and running. It hasn't changed since. Same layout and everything. Fire. Been the same shit technology for like 3 million years. Infomercials. I can't believe you still can buy things from TV. Call now and you'll get 2 things that are Usleys. Thanks, now I have 2 parrot toys that reminds you chores. Child beauty pageants, they're just so creepy. Those stores that rent out furniture and appliances at exorbitant rates. The Schwanz man. Dudes drive around in trucks and peddle frozen goods door to door. Nothing against them or their product, the premise still just weirds me out. It's like a milkman. Fax machines and everything that goes along with them. Convenience fees for paying online. They're such bull crap. AOL. Everyone used them for dial-up internet back in the early 2000s, but they still provide internet to tons of people. The Facebook guy who posts Michael Jackson updates every day. A couple of years ago, I read an article about phone sex and was shocked that it's still around. Amway, Mary Kay, and any of the legacy multi-level marketing schemes. Guess that's why ones like Herbalife survive too, since the old ones have as well. Actual physical checks and companies that demand them as payment. It's a piece of paper. Wouldn't you rather I send you an ARC or wire payment? We're planning a wedding now and the amount of vendors who are like, what, PayPal deposit? ARC? Venmo? No. Put a piece of paper in the snail mail to send to me so I can then take it to the bank and deposit it and hope it's good, then you're confirmed. Is baffling. Edit, I am fully aware that Wires and PayPal both charge a fee for payment. Vendors, especially wedding vendors, could say you could pay with a check or PayPal, Wire if you cover the amount for fees. I would rather pay a little bit extra to not have to go to the bank and order checks than go to the post office to mail them. It's called a convenience fee, for a reason, and I will happily pay for the convenience of not having to mail a paper check. Edit 2, check is the correct spelling in the US. No, it is not misspelled. No, I will not use check. Video stores. There's one near my house that still stocks VHS tapes. I have no idea how they keep the lights on, but I go there from time to time just for the nostalgia. I sometimes find it hard to believe that you can go into a beauty salon and say to someone, "Hi there. I think my asshole is a little too dark, how much would it cost to have you bleach it for me? And they would respond with a number, and if you paid, they would actually bleach your asshole for you. My broker just asked me to fax them a paper. I can't email it or scan it, it has to be a friggin' fax. Thank God for UPS. Gas station attendants that pump your gas for you. Can't believe it's illegal to pump your own gas in some states. It takes less skill than, I don't know, driving. Sorry for my bad English. But in the place where I live there are guys going around the houses and whistling. What they do is sharpen your knives with a stone they carry. Edit, I'm from Mexico. Cable. Such a fucking waste of money with all the streaming services these days. Cash-only restaurants. Get a fucking iPad and a Square account. I'm sure they have reasons, but all I can think is that they are lying about how much money they take in. Also, every cash-only restaurant in my neighborhood has an ATM that costs $3 or $4 to use. Kinda feels like a slap in the face. Gas station pumpers in New Jersey. Tanning beds. Just a cancer box. Flip phones. I don't know how they exist now, but I think they can be pretty useful at times. Edit, adding to my thinking, I think they save money too. Edit 2, and that's a lot of upvotes. Edit 3, I've also realized Blockbuster exists in some way. Singing telegrams. Gay conversion therapy. One of the film festivals I was entering required that your submission be on Betamax tape. That was pretty interesting. There was one guy in town who could convert it for me. He lived and worked in this big old house, covered floor to ceiling with shelves of every kind of video, film, audio device you can imagine. Not a product or service, but listing Microsoft Office as a required skill on a job description. Recently, I was a bit surprised to see that Walmart still sells cassette tape recorders. AOL dial-up internet. TI-83 plus graphing calculators. CDs and DVDs. I'm not surprised they're still here, but I am surprised that there doesn't seem to be any worry about them being phased out yet. Thanks for watching. What would be your response? Leave it in the comments and see what the others say. Please also like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care.